Phil McCartan. I'm a co-founder of our HER2 cancer struggle, and we're here to fix the FDA. So this rally is about an FDA that is obstructing the accelerated cancer drug approval process. They think they're infallible, and they think that they are above the law. This rally is about a breakthrough drug, the first of its kind, the first to attach a chemo directly to a genetic drug, and it just goes to the mutated HER2 cells and blows them up like a heat-seeking missile. Simple, but revolutionary. In the war on cancer, the long war on cancer, the war on cancer was declared in 1971. In this long war, often the hype of drugs has not matched the hope. With this drug, the hype does match the hope. And when you hear from Peter and Lorraine in a little while, you'll know that this drug, the hype, does meet the hope. Why is the FDA blocking this drug? Some people think it's about the money. A little bit of issue with that. But mostly I think this FDA is blocking this drug because of bureaucracy. It's about a bureaucracy that's so focused on research, statistics, and studies that they can't see what's right in front of their eyes on the TV screen. They tell patients that they must exhaust all other options before they try this drug. That's a quote by this FDA. My wife had exhausted all those other options last year, and they never interviewed a single patient. My wife, Lorraine, in January, had 7 tumors in her liver. She had a tumor squeezing her right kidney shut. She had a tumor squeezing her bile duct shut on the other side of her liver. It's all gone. 1 year on this miracle drug. This FDA is trying to obstruct and slow down the accelerated approval process without any input from the American people, and we think that's wrong. This rally is also about big business. CEOs at global corporations like Roche Holding AG Genentech division. Their companies make wonderful drugs. Their clinical team, working with the Virginia Research Clinic, helped save Lorraine's life, gave her that flexible treatment that saved her life, like Mass General Hospital had given her the latest available approved drugs and saved her life over the last few years, only to have their own CEOs overrule their clinical team. The main focus of this rally is this FDA obstructing approval for TDM1, but just also we want to keep an eye on the fact that Genentech has blocked Lorraine from coming to Boston, and we have to travel to Virginia every 3 weeks. This company, Genentech, won't grant any compassionate use for the drug because it's a risk to them. If someone gets an unrelated health problem, then their drug might not get approved. So this FDA puts that on the companies, offers the stage 4 patients no help in getting a drug through compassionate use, and in fact Genentech has not given any compassionate use for this drug yet. We're not anti-government, we're not anti-business, we are pro-patient. 40,000 women and men will die from breast cancer this year. 10,000 or more have this type of breast cancer, yet this FDA denies approval of that drug. We just don't understand it. In the 1990s, the drug Herceptin came out, the first genetic drug, and the FDA and Genentech really didn't know what kind of medicine they had, and they bungled that approval process too. They messed it all up, and they ended up having patients go into a lottery system. Our first speaker today, the sister of a woman who passed away from breast cancer back in the 90s, is going to give you her family story and a little bit of background around the original Herceptin. And basically the question you will ask yourself is, all right, the FDA and Genentech did not know what they had in 1996, 1998, but what's their excuse in 2011? What is this FDA's excuse in 2011 for blocking this drug? There is no excuse. So I'm going to introduce Erica, and I want you to give her a big round of applause.
I never thought I would ever need to be here today. This means in 13 years, the mistakes that were made in giving Herceptin access back in the 90s were not a lesson learned. 13 years ago, my 33-year-old sister Debbie's only hope was Herceptin. Even 13 years ago, you would have thought if there was a drug so promising, a drug that was our only hope, she would have been given it. So what's the excuse today? It is very common to hear that sometimes science is just not there yet. But what do you say to someone when it is, but you can't have it? That it's not that simple. It's a long process in due time. Well, in our case, and many others, we do not have time to wait. TDM1 is saving lives, and for some, it's their last hope. And today, in 2011, look at how many lives can be saved by TDM1. Countless lives for sure. And nobody has the right to tell us the value of our loved ones. I don't claim to have all the answers. I know it's not cut and dry, and there are processes and rules. I understand that these processes also help save lives. But when people are dying, waiting for this process, something has to change. The FDA approval process must be expedited, and it needs to be now. It's sad enough to lose a loved one to cancer. You always say, well, we did what we could. But I know and you know that that is not the case. We can do better. Please, 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 I beg of you to go home and think, if this was your family, what would you do? And then do it. Thank you.